This video is brought to you by my wonderful patrons and subscribers on Patreon and Subscribestar. These wonderful people are Jack Whitchurch, Magpie, Master Stew over at Patreon. If you would like to see even more videos in the future and allow me to do this full time, please do consider donating to one of these services of your choice. Now on with the video. This video is brought to you by my Hi everyone, it's been a while hasn't it? Sorry for the lack of content because I've had some cold for a while which made my throat really sore and hoarse, as well as just feeling generally ill, so I didn't have the energy to make videos on top of work. But now I feel slightly better and now I am ready to make a video for you guys. So today's video is going to be about a phenomenon that we will call being a good boy, or good Boi-Ism. Now what do I mean when I say one is being a good boy? I have to explain this very well because it can be confused with something else. So essentially, being a good boy, following the path of good Boi-Ism, is essentially cozying up to the moral majority or the moral minority in order to keep one safe and in their good books. Generally, the person who becomes a good boy knows better than to kow-tow to these people, mainly because they have been shafted by this very group, the establishment, yet still they try to make out to them that they are good boys and deserve leniency and clemency, when, as we all know, they will never be accepted because they have sinned. These people will betray their principles because they are too afraid of the loss that will occur if they decide to not conform and embrace their true selves or set themselves up in direct opposition. I don't think a better example can be said than PewDiePie. He's done this several times. The first was after his N-word incident. Rather than defend himself as one should do against, in this case, the authoritarian left and mainstream media, he apologised and prostrated himself towards them, expecting forgiveness and not getting any, even though he must have known this was never going to be accepted, and they would continue to misrepresent him and slander him from then on. Then there was the most recent case involving T-Series after a spirited fight against the corporatization of YouTube, complete with memes and competing with a massive Indian media conglomerate, rather than go for the goal and reach 100 million first as intended. Instead, due to some people apparently being racist, PewDiePie stopped. He gave in, because ultimately, he would rather not have to deal with blowback and negativity, and instead ended the subscribe to PewDiePie meme, ending his chances of reaching 100 million subscribers first, which was not even impossible. His reputation was more important. He caved in to the authoritarian left, the mainstream media, and corporations, all of which wanted him to fail. He gave them the victory, so he didn't have to deal with any potential loss that a few idiots online may cause. Another person is Boobie2988. Everyone knows that he likes to not rock the cart and will oscillate between opinions to stay in the good books of almost everyone that he can. Everyone has their opinions on why he does it, but in the end, it's classic good Boi-Ism, and he's trying to pander. That doesn't stop him from outright making statements, but like I said, he'll oscillate if the loss is too high for him to incur, if the criticism is too much. In the end, to a good boy, the bottom line is all that matters, rather than the principle. Now, do not confuse this with centrism. Centrists have firm beliefs in many different areas of the traditional left-right spectrum. Good boys are the real fence-sitters. At the very least, a centrist will follow their principles, regardless of what those principles are. They aren't cowards. Good boys are cowards who cannot take any kind of principled stance because they are too weak to stand up to forces that will try to curb their freedom. Better to be in the good books of the morality police than to potentially be even the slightest bit irksome. In the end, it is these people that cause the end of freedom in society because they are the ones that do nothing and allow the authoritarians to win. When a lot of them do realise they have to do something, it's already too late and they are on their way to the gulag. The worst part of all of it is that in the vast majority of cases that I have seen, they have all known better. They know it's best not to respond to moral busybodies with an apology. They consistently take the crap that they receive from these people and still do not stand up for themselves. It's as if they have deluded themselves into thinking that if they continue to do this apologising or changing their content to meet guidelines or change their behaviour in politics, it will make them good boys to the authoritarian left or the right if they're in power in your society. But it doesn't, and they'll continue to get harassment, punishment, etc. until they finally realise and it's already too late. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have for today's video. I will be going to London this week, so I will try and get more content done to cover those days, though my week is very packed. Hopefully I am well enough to last more than a few minutes to stream tomorrow, so stay tuned lads. It's been your boy, and I'll see you later.